You have to give Trump one thing. He is trying to destroy American democracy, that's true, but at least he's not hiding it. He is being very open about it. Take a look at this interaction from a press conference just yesterday.
Real quickly, win, lose, or draw in this election, will you commit here today for a peaceful transferal of power after the election? And there has been rioting in Louisville, there's been rioting in many cities across this country, red and your so-called red and blue states. Will you commit to making sure that there is a peaceful transferal of power after the election?
Well, we're going to have to see what happens. You know that I've been complaining very strongly about the ballots, and the ballots are a disaster.
I understand that, but people are rioting. Do you commit to making sure that there's a peaceful transferal of power?
We want to get rid of the ballots, and we'll have a very peaceful. There won't be a transfer, frankly. There'll be a continuation. The ballots are out of control. You know it, and you know who knows it better than anybody else? The Democrats know it better than anybody else. Go ahead.
Mr. President, the second question is, will you?
Please go ahead.
Okay, so there's a lot that's abhorrent and offensive and deeply worrying in that, but I want to really focus on the money quote there, that within a couple of hours, Kayleigh McEnany will be doing her best to pretend he didn't say what he said. So let's focus in on the most worrying part of what you just saw.
Do you commit to making sure that there's a peaceful transferal of power?
We want to get rid of the ballots, and we'll have a very peaceful. There won't be a transfer, frankly. There'll be a continuation.
There won't be a transfer, there will be a continuation. That's what he said. Now, look, it's not like he hasn't said things like this, Rashad, but this seems like the clearest, most concise version of the no matter what happens, you're getting Donald Trump in 2021 that we've had so far.
Yes, it is concise. And here's what he's doing, John. He's setting the Supreme Court in a way, and that's why Ginsburg comes back into play even in this commentary from Donald J. Trump. He's setting the Supreme Court up in a way so that this election will ultimately be decided by the US Supreme Court, not by voters, okay? He does this often where he plants the seed, he allows the seed to take root, his base then promotes this seed. The idea that somehow voting by mail or voting by way of absentee is not relevant or credible is an idea that he started planting months ago. Now you're seeing this evolve into basically a legal strategy for what his team will use in order to invalidate the election. He is not a complex soul. This guy is not full of complex ideas. He's a pretty cause and effect individual. He says these are going to be the issues. And then all of a sudden, everybody around him says, oh, this is the issue. So that's exactly what's happening here. So Ginsburg plays into this because Donald J. Trump is setting up the US Supreme Court to ultimately decide the presidential election. Okay, and he's going to claim that based on the rule of law, based on our democracy, the US Supreme Court is the final word, and he will technically be true. But he is setting the entire stage for a victory by way of Supreme Court. Now, why is that important? Because the legal battle will be launched per state. Each state will have a legal battle, and watch, these states will typically be swing states or states that are Republican, but he lost to Joe Biden. I do predict Joe Biden will win some purple and red states by way of total vote count. He is attempting to create the mindset to allow the Supreme Court, his justices that he chooses, to allow that to permeate not only to the audience of voters, but also give political safety to the Republican senators and the Supreme Court justices who may be willing to vote this guy back in.
I think you are only like 155% right. So much so that I think combined with what you just said and what I saw earlier today of Lindsey Graham, he was asked about this comment. And he sort of wormily said, no, we're gonna have a peaceful transfer of power. The court will decide and we'll know. Wait, what are you talking about? This is America. The court doesn't decide who wins the election except in 2000. The people decide. No moving the goalpost to just, it's inevitably going to get to the court. And so we're going to give him whoever he wants with a litmus test for giving him the election. No, we're not doing that. So there's two laws now for the 2020 election. The first is it's not election day, it's election week. Get ready, tell your friends, tell your neighbors. It's gonna take a bit to know exactly what the returns were. We might be lucky and Joe Biden might blow them away, and so we might get it on the first day, but prep yourself for an extra day or two of count. That is not the apocalypse. That is not justification for Republicans stealing the election. It just might happen because it's 2020, we're in a pandemic and things are falling apart. And the second rule is the court is not going to decide who wins, it's the people. Now, I'm saying that more as a warning than an actual truth, because in the end, that's what they want to happen. They want it to be the court, but we need to insist that the people's vote is actually what counts. And that's gonna play into one of the stories that we talk about a little bit later on. Really fast, it's just crazy that he said that there won't be a transfer, there will be a continuation because we're gonna get rid of the mail-in ballots. And do you know what the next question to him was from another reporter? I don't know, it was some random thing, but it wasn't a follow-up about that. And indeed, no follow-up came. That room was filled to whatever social distancing allows with professional journalists who are way better at this than me, and yet nobody thought, hey, wait a second, it sounds like you just said you're gonna steal the election. Could we go back to that a little bit?
And
the guy who asked the first question did. Oh no, continue.
Yeah, it sounds like a plan. I mean, the way he said it sounds as if they've already strategized exactly how this is going to work out. When you hear him say, yeah, so once we do this, then this is what's going to happen. It will be a continuance. That to me sounds like a strategy that you've already vetted and you have other people working on this program now for you.
Yeah, 100%. For more political news, breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.